everybody. I hope you're having a good morning and, for that matter, a great day. As you can see, I'm planning on reading the patch notes for the new wonderful, soon to be released in about 4 weeks patch for Paladins. Today's patch is called the Constellations patch, adding a new character known as Caspian, the thief of hearts and treasure. I don't like the and treasure part. Like, I feel like you could have just left it at the thief of hearts, but I understand why they added the and treasure, because he does steal things. He's got some interesting things. I was wrong about his role last time. Well, you see, what happened was they leaked the character, right, accidentally. They put him in the rotation of free characters that people get under frontline accidentally. He is a flank with 200 or 2100 HP, which is pretty reasonable. His primary is known as Love, which shoots off 3 ammo, a 3 ammo for 1 shot, just clarifying. Fires a single bolt for 3 ammo once every about 1/8 of a second, 1/9 of a second, dealing about 350 per shot, slowing an enemy by 10% for 2 seconds, stacks up to 3 times. Which is a very, I don't think the percentage increases. I think that the speed, it might actually stack. You might actually be able to get up to 30%. I'll have to check that out in the PTS. But overall, a pretty good primary weapon. It shares an ammo pool. It has an effective range of 100 units. It shares an ammo pool with his secondary, his alt fire, which is pretty interesting. It has a passive ability known as Piercing Momentum. Hitting an enemy with a Love will gain a stack of Piercing Momentum, increasing the fire rate by 8% for 5 seconds. Maximum stacks are 5 and will expire independently. So you get, for each shot of this gun that has 20 ammo total, to our knowledge, you expend 3 ammo to shoot about a 350 damage projectile about every 90 milliseconds, which is pretty good. With a high effective range of 100 units, it is actually pretty good. Overall, I would say it's a pretty decent weapon with its unique passive. It's interesting that it shares an ammo pool with his secondary, War. So you have Love and War. Get it? Ha 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 ha. Funny joke. Combining the two, Love and War. I know, really. But War, it is a rapiered, a melee attack that has a surprisingly high effective unit range of about 65 units, which is really surprisingly far. That, for any idea of how far that is farther than Yag's alt range. You can technically be eaten by Yag while still being fully effective with the right click on Caspian, which is really unique. Does the same amount of damage. Active 65 units, which is really far. Shares an ammo pool with Love. It's just a simple rapiered sling, consumes 1 ammo and deals pretty good damage. It has a 3-hit combo. 3rd hit, I think, it may or may not deal more damage. I don't know. They don't list it. Every time you hit something with the gun, it gives you passives that increase the damage on the sword. Every time you hit something with the sword, it does it for the gun. Cool, back and forth. You shoot them a bunch, then you swing your sword at them, then you shoot them a bunch, swing your sword. It's a nice, rhythmic thing. And when you start building a bunch of these passives, you get to use Rogue Tempo. Shooting out a projectile. It shoots out a projectile that pierces, travels more quickly based on the total number of passive stacks of the two, both Love and War, dealing about 750 damage and stunning the enemy for a whopping 0.7 seconds. That is actually insane on a flank. Most flanks don't get given stuns, and for a good reason. This is going to be absolutely terrifying on a less defensive support character. If I'm not good at dealing with adversaries who are, running up on me, if I get hit by this, I'm going to be scared. If I'm playing Furia, how the hell am I supposed to get away? If I use my F, I fly away, and then he shoots me with a rogue tempo, and suddenly I'm stunned, and then he uses his movement ability, gets up in my face, and starts just hitting me a bunch. What am I going to do? If I don't have Exterminate, I guess hope for one of my teammate who is totally ignoring me to turn around and actually help me out. He sounds scary just because of this stun and that it does 800 damage almost. It does 750 and these each do 350 each. Together, this is kind of scary. He has a lot of high damage potential. He's not a burst character by any means. He's more of a consistent, sustained damage with this one ability that makes him kind of scary. Then he has deadly momentum. He shoots out he just has a standard dash, goes pretty far. It then stops. It hits and knocks back anyone who is hit during the dash, and then he'll stop and whirl in place. This is sort of a kill momentum move. So if you dash forward, it kind of kills your momentum, but if you hit someone with the 300 knockback into your whirlwind of 450, and then hit them with a stun afterward, and then hit them with your rapier and stuff, that's a lot of damage. It's kind of scary, but then its cooldown will be reduced by 1 second for each enemy hit by the dash and the whirl. While dashing, you take 30% less damage, and reactivating it will stop the whirl sooner. So if you want to do a short range whirl, it's actually cool. And a big factor about this ability that makes it really good on a melee character like him is that he gets 2 of them. So he gets to dash not only once at them after stunning some helpless Fury in your backline, he gets to dash again. So engage with the rogue's tempo, deadly momentum onto them, then shoot him a bunch, swing your, rapier, and then just finish him off with the deadly momentum. And there's not much they can do. His ultimate, Storm of Blades, summons 5 ethereal swords around him. Each time you fire love or war, swing the sword or the gun, it will fire off a sword, piercing through all enemies hit, dealing 800 damage per projectile. So essentially, if you have a high enough attack speed, you could shoot off at least about 2 or 3 of these in roughly about 3 or 4 seconds, which is a lot of damage. His damage is good. His ult's just going to be good to pop as soon as you get it. I don't feel like there's a time where using his ult is sort of detrimental. It's just extra damage. He feels like a very good momentum-based character. Then you have his talents. His default is Measured Cadence. Fire off a weaker version of Rogue Tempo, the stunning attack. I don't know if it stuns or not, but fire it off from forward from your crosshair for whenever you spend 6 ammo. So if you spend 6 ammo, he shoots off this little projectile. I don't know if it stuns. If it stuns, it makes him broken. If it doesn't, it's whatever. It's just more damage. By the looks of it, it was about 400 damage, which is practically another hit of your, gun. So essentially you fire 3 times every 2 shots, you fire 3 times every 2 shots of your gun. Pretty good upgrade. I think it's all right. Everywhere at Once, his level 2. The cooldown of Deadly Momentum is permanently set to 5 and cannot be modified, reduced, or increased through other means. This means no Chronos, no delaying it, no changing it with other, hitting it with other people. It is always set to 5. Gain 1 stack of piercing and momentum for each enemy hit by Deadly Momentum. This is actually not a half bad ability. especially since his base kit ability, its cooldown's about 8-9 seconds. It's kind of nice to have a reduced cooldown of 5 seconds. That's way more than Kronos would have ever done. And you gain a stack in both your primary and secondary every time you use it. That is actually kind of good, especially if you end up hitting 5 enemies and now you have full stacks and suddenly you're just destroying everyone. Last one, his level 8. It's got some heft. Increases the range of his sword, but decreases his fire rate. The sword now pierces enemies and deals an additional 20% damage for every enemy. It's essentially a boost to your attack by 20% for each enemy hit by your sword. Pretty cool. I recommend it. Out of these 3 talents, which ones do I think are going to be the best? Everywhere at Once is kind of good because it's a reduced cooldown and really good. Measured Cadence, pretty good. It's got some heft. I think it's going to be Everywhere at Once. I think that that's going to be the meta talent. If it ends up being Measured Cadence, I'm not surprised. It really depends on whether or not it can stun. If the weakened copies of Rogue Tempo can stun, then it's all over. He's become a stun champion and we're all doomed. He has a bunch of cards. I don't really care to read most of them because they'll change. Here's his new skin for Season Pass holders. Shirtless Caspian. For all you thirsty people out there. Yeah. Here's the recolor, Free Spirit, pretty good. I don't like the color scheme as much, but I like the guns. I think the gun and sword are pretty good. Here's his gold skin. Do not be deceived. These are white. They are not pink. I made that mistake once myself. I thought they were going to be a cool neon pink. No, they are white. His gold skin weapons are white, which is kind of meh. I liked them more when they were pink. He has a default emote that's pretty good. I like his At Your Service emote. I think that's pretty good. One of my favorites. A couple MVP poses. And the big battle pass that's coming out this time is Starforged. Hey guys, they actually managed to release a good Golden Terminus skin. Sorry if you guys actually like his actual skin, but I think that this is a better gold skin than Term got, and he deserved better. Here's Zin. Yeah, Mei Zin. This is Zin. Yes, they gender bent Zin. I have no problem with this. Yeah, I have no problem with this at all. I find this skin actually pretty good, and I'm going to use it on every time I play Zen, which isn't that much, to be honest. But you know if you know. I like the coloration of like her stockings in this one a bit more, and I like the purple, but I'm not a big fan of the green, but who knows? I might rock the green one. Here's the alternative color for the term skin. And this is a bit of a spoiler for what's coming on later, but here's a animated icon. And here's a term icon, a term emote, or no, spray. It's a static spray, so it's okay. Static avatar for Zin, animated emote, and yes, Carmel dancing Yaggroth. This is going to happen on top of you if you're toxic in your games. The enemy Yaggroth is going to come over and crush you, and then Carmel dancing on your corpse. I'm just sorry. It's the law now. Speaking of the law, Lex is now back in live. If you didn't hear, the patch went out. Lex is fixed. But yeah, no, good loading frame. I actually like this one. I think it's kind of nice. It's kind of fresh looking. Standard stuff for the Trials of the Realm. Moji Peekaboo. Another feeling cute static avatar. If you can't tell by now, yeah, I got a skin. A bunch more sprays. A whole YAG loading frame. I don't think they've done this before where they've given a skin a loading frame, but I'm all for it. I love this skin. I think it's great. I know some people are going to be very mixed about it, but I love it. I'm sorry. I can't get enough of it. Saudi announcer pack. I thought that this was great. I'm glad that Saudi finally got an announcer pack. I will be running this for when I do my Caspian video. 3D black hole spray. Pretty good. I like its look. Limited time modes. They were adding a new one, and they're doing a new schism for a old game mode that they want to bring back. Something like that. There's this new recolored yellow jacket willow. Pretty good. I love this skin. I think it looks very nice. It's going to be a bounty store exclusive, so you have to buy it with bounty tokens. Here's the legendary, the wonderful, the cuddly Yagoroth. I love everything about the skin. It is so great. I love that they made little like hand puppets of all the characters, and I love that Yagoroth's like this toy. And when you see the like effects that they put on it, it's so good. I can't get enough. They're doing a a friend event for this dragon mount. It looks pretty cool. I think it's good. I don't know. Sadly, I don't have any friends, so referring any of them is going to be hard. Interstallion DLC, new horse DLC. It's okay. I mean, I don't dislike it. If you guys want to buy it, it's pretty good. Golden Victor for all you Victor mains out there. It looks very Victor-esque. I don't play Victor. I mean, it looks pretty good. But Golden Tyra. I love the look of this skin. I think that this encapsulates like how I wanted Golden Tyra to look. It looked beautiful. Love it. Get more of this. Cuddly Yagoroth's gonna be, I assume, for direct purchase and gonna be put in the Diamond Trove chest. After that, we just have an announcement for Siege of Ascension Peak. That's the new schism. It's going to be a fun new game mode. I'm going to try it out. I'm going to record a couple videos on it. You guys will probably see that later. They're updating the split rank rewards. They do this every time. Update balance changes. Update balance changes. These are the really big, crucial things. They are, overall, I'm saying that this is a nerf. I know some people are going to say that this is a buff, but I'm saying it's a nerf. Curse Revolver. The damage over time talent on Androxus. They changed it last patch. Soon to be last patch. The duration is being nerfed from 2 seconds to 1.3 seconds. Overall, a duration nerf. They're boosting the damage to 1 extra damage. They're changing it to 11 damage over less time. And then they're changing how fast it ticks. It's now 1.5 ticks. The reason why I say this is a nerf just due to duration, but I also see it as a buff. I think that it's probably overall going to probably actually be a buff. Now that I'm looking at it more thoroughly, I think it's going to be a buff because you're going to be able to reapply stacks more often, which will increase how much damage you deal even quicker. But who knows? Fire Spit. They're changing the projectile size to be increased, and then they're changing his thrusters to increase the forward distance by 8.75 to base. Now they're changing his... So essentially they made some of his cards base kit on Drogos. Fire Spit, reducing the size of the card. So if you still want an even bigger increase Fire Spit, you can. Propel has been thoroughly changed. It's actually a pretty decent card now, making it 10. You know, whenever you tap F to get your booster, you'll get even more increased fuel gauge. So you can spend your entire, look at a wall, jump up, spend your entire fuel gauge, then hit F and essentially get half your fuel gauge back, which is really good. Eevee. Blink Heal is now on her base kit. I hope you guys are ready for those expert Eevee mains who run nothing but Wormhole to come back out of the depths of hell, because Oh boy, are they back. Now she has blink on, heal on blink, which is insane. Avalanche, they changed it to increase your movement speed now to 6 seconds instead of 4. Pretty good. Cold-blooded, reduce the cooldown of ice block to even more. Flicker. And now you can actually run Flicker for more healing with base kit more healing already added. I don't know if this 100 is after, it says 100 after casting. I don't know if that's 50 and then 50 for each cast, making it now 200 and then you can get even more, or if it's like, you know, it waits a second after casting so you can't get wormhole value and you always have 100 on heal. If that is the case, it's still really good because you can now run a whole extra 150 on top of it and make it 250, which is just, or no, maybe? Yeah, you can still get up to the old blink. You just don't have to run as high of flicker. Frigid, the up the healing. I don't use this card, but if you do, I don't judge you. Increase your movement speed on Howling Gale. It just bumped the first number, the first level 1 to 15 instead of 10. Okay. Koga, Crimson Record. Reduce the energy gained from on killing blow from 15 to 12.5% with 12.5% scaling. Gale Storm, reduce the amount of 5.5 healing to 3.5 lifesteal in Dragon Stance, which is, this is insane buff for Koga, a character that I don't really feel like is really strong, but like out of all these characters, they buffed Eevee unnecessarily. Drogo's buffs are fair, and Drox's buffs, whatever, kind of fair. Koga nerfs, unwarranted. I don't feel like Koga needed it. Lilith, once again, still not getting a lot of changes. Ability, Crimson Heart no longer has knockback. Didn't need knockback in the first place, so whatever, doesn't affect me. I don't really care. Makoa, Half Shell, reduces the cooldown 14 seconds to 12. Nice buff for Makoa Half Shell users. I actually think that that's a pretty good benefit because now you can get up to, I think, a half a second shield on max, which is pretty good. Maldamba, Gourd, increases the area, or area damage is increased from 45 to 55. Okay, you know, I don't feel like Damba's very meta, but okay. Saudi, Deadringer. Dude, I'm so glad they finally did this. They nerfed the hell out of Saudi. Her Deadringer decoys no longer reveal you for a really long time, from 3 seconds now to 0.5 seconds. Utterly killing Deadringer in most scenarios. Other than the fact that they explode, which is really bad, this talent's not really good. You only run it to essentially put down little mines now. Cards. Design Armor got nerfed. She no longer gets 50 with 50 scaling, gets 40 with 40 scaling on HP, which kind of sucks. Hide increased the duration of the invisibility after deploying. Deadringer got changed. It now no longer does that. Oh wait, this is her ability. This isn't even her talent. Her Deadringer is now just, her base kit Deadringer, kind of bad. Not gonna lie. And now they nerfed her invisibility, which is even worse. Sky got a nerf towards her defibrillate, and now instead of 100% is only 75%. Ouch. I guess she did get a buff due to the illuminate nerf, which is kind of fair. Strix got a huge change to his flare. The cooldown was sped up to be 12 seconds instead of 15, and his flashbang does a little bit more damage. This is not how you should be buffing Strix. In my opinion, he doesn't need more damage on his flashbang. Why are you giving him more damage on his flashbang? I like the utility of flare being up more, but like why? Why flashbang damage? That's so unnecessary. Vatu, Shadow Bombs. Cooldown is sped up to 8 seconds. Okay. I don't like Vatu. Nerf him again. 7, ability. His SMG got a, reduction in its damage again. But this time to its automatic. The automatic SMG got reduced from 210 to 200. So, sorry for all you automatic SMG users. Dude, this character is so dead. I can't even joke about it. 7's like kind of... They've been nerfing every aspect of him. I don't feel like he's meta anymore. Like, I see how people could use him. Like, he's a gimmick character. Of course you can gimmick someone in, like, casual. But he's so dead outside of casual. It's like, I'm never going to see a 7 in ranked. All the 7 players just play Vatu. Like, Ying, huge buff. Increased life exchange from 700 to 800. And no longer increases the cooldown by 1 second. So, Ying's actually just... Ying healers are feasting right now. They're just absolutely eating. Cards, she got Dimension Link, cooldown reduction by 1.25 instead of 1. Small buff to her card. But huge buff to her heal. So she's doing really well. Overall, good patch, good patch. Notable changes. I'd be scared of Eevee. Caspian, of course. Androxus might be doing really good. Drogoz is decent. Koga's... Koga. I'm so sorry. Sadi's doing a little bit worse. Sky is doing a little bit worse. And Ying's actually a viable healer now. Is she good? Probably not, but viable, so... With all these lovely skins, I think that's it for changes and the patch notes. Overall, I'm going to be excited for this patch. I think Caspian is going to be a super fun character with his gun sword combo. It just sounds super fun. So if you guys are excited for that, leave a like, comment, subscribe. You know, I'm excited for it too. I can't wait to see when it comes out. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, you know what to do. I'll see you guys next time. And goodbye!